welcome to the Aladin Show. I hope everybody is having a good evening wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And thank you for joining me on the Aladin Show. And today we talk about self-image. Yes, self-image. There's a huge topic about self-image, but I am going to go very briefly over some of the points. And I think it's very, very important because it's in this time of in the society and technology, we are bombarded with so many images of people and things, in the media and various other places, and we want to be like them. Is that, what do you think about self-image? So we're going to go over some things kind of covering about self-image. So what is self-image, right? That is basically having a mental picture of ourselves, how we look, our abilities, our personality. So we have a picture in our head, and it's not true, in reality maybe not true at all, and most likely it isn't. 99% isn't true, and we kind of create this image in our mind, and kind of we think about how we are, how we look, our hair is, our nose, our skin, we have this image of ourselves, whereas nobody actually sees that. So we're actually creating this image. Either it could be good for us or it could be bad. Most of the times that we actually create unhealthy self-image. Now this is something I'm going to talk about. So let's start. How does that occur? Self-image is nowadays, we've got Instagram, we've got Facebook, you got YouTube, and we get bombarded with so many images of so many celebrities and so many other people, and how to put makeup on right and how to look right. We got these apps that kind of pairing on phones and things like that makes us look flawless and more beautiful than ever and look us younger, and we tend to look at ourselves and say that we're not good enough because we need to kind of add extra layers to look much better. It's kind of so sometimes it starts most times it actually starts when we're younger, as children, when we're growing up. And for example, if you're at school and if somebody tells you that you're not, you're a bit overweight, or you're not good at something, or maths or English, and then you hear other children saying the same thing, we tend to believe that we're not good at something, or we look in a certain way. And as we grow up, we kind of grow up with this self-image, and as adults, we believe either we're not, we may be overweight, we think we are, or we might think that we're not good enough. Like for example, in English, and even if we are, we believe we're not, because an image that was created when we were younger, we actually take that with us when we're actually growing up as adults, and that sticks with us. Self-image, that in our mind of something that has happened, or somebody said something, and we create this self-image of ourselves, and it affects our whole kind of the way we look at life, and sometimes what we do. Self-confidence, self-esteem, all this is affected because of the self-image that we have been brought up with. And this is something, as I said, most of it is something starts when we're younger, but as we're growing up is when we also are compared by somebody else, from other people. Sometimes when you're growing up, or I remember, I'll give an example. It's something I think I hope my family watching, but I was a dark-skinned, really, really dark, and my family were fair, and people used to say, "Oh, she's dark, too dark," and that's how I was being grown up, saying my skin was really dark, and I was not good looking, and all this image. I remember there's parts of my life that people used to say that was growing up, and sometimes you bring that, but sometimes you feel that you're not beautiful, or light skin. So all this, it happens to most people in life. I think it happens to, especially women as well, because women have us brought up to be a certain way. They have to look and all this stuff. So, self-image this is something that I am seeing nowadays with youngsters as well. We're in a time of great technology, which is fantastic. Technology, we have access to, social media that we communicate with people in other parts of the world. We see what's happening. It's amazing time to be living in, that we're able to communicate and connect with so many people worldwide. It's amazing. But also another side of it is that there's so many people who are sharing things that are kind of not fully true, like for example images of people on social media and Instagram of pictures, and youngsters nowadays are looking at it. They're very active, obviously they're tech savvy nowadays, so that's what they use more, and they see that's how they're supposed to be. They look at models, they look at all the pictures on social media and the hairstyles maker, and they portray this is how they need to look and how they need to be. And I personally feel that future generations believe that's how they need to look like, or how we behave in a certain way. So it's important to teach our children that they really need to be teach them to be happy with themselves. Be happy with the self-image, and then how do you compare yourself with other people? Let's look at that. Most people compare ourselves. That's what most of us do. We do go online, we can compare with somebody else. I'm sure a lot of people go into Facebook and look at a friend or something. Oh, look at her, or look at him, he's got everything going, and we compare, and we have a self-image of saying that we want to be like them, and we do not like ourselves. But the thing is that we've got so much quality, even the beauty within us. We've got so much going for us that we don't recognize it. So we need to really focus on our strengths and weaknesses. And what I was going to say, not everyone's perfect, but in a way we are perfect. We are, God gave us, we were born, perfect. Doesn't matter what you have, what skin color, I don't know, size of your belly, whatever. The God actually, we're all different. We're all different, but we really need to focus on our strengths. We need to look at the strengths that we have, the abilities we have, the things that we're really good at, and those are things we need to focus on, rather focusing on thinking in our mind that we have a certain things that we don't like ourselves. Sometimes we put labels on ourselves. Like, for example, labels like I'm not intelligent, I'm overweight, I'm not good looking enough, or I'm shy. And there's so many labels that we put on ourselves, and we actually sabotage our own ourselves. Just deliberately we do that ourselves, because we are comparing ourselves with other people. We're comparing other people's lifestyles to ours. We're comparing so many things, and yet we are really depleting our own energy and not knowing the true value of our own self. So what labels are you putting on yourself? Are you waking up and you saying some things to yourself? Are you putting labels on yourself? Are you comparing yourself to your friend or family members or people you follow on social media? Do you put your labels? And what do you think about yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you like an image of yourself? Do you want to change things for yourself? Do you look at things that you want to change and you're not happy with? Rather than focusing on, as I said, on the things that you don't like about yourself, focus on the things that you love about yourself. Things that you have amazing, your personality, your hair, your smile. There's so much things going on. Also look at self-image isn't just about just physical side. I'm talking about the things you also have in your life, your relationship, the work you do. Self-image is all related, not just physical, but also to do with what you're doing in life as well. So just appreciate the things that you have going for you. Appreciate the strengths that you have within yourself. Appreciate, because we all have beautiful, beautiful energy of souls of that we ourselves have to really appreciate. If we don't appreciate ourselves, if we don't like ourselves, then nobody else will like us. So that's how it is. Look, a lot of people pick up that, if we are not happy with ourselves, then what happens is other people also treat us that way as well. So always focus on yourself. So having a focus on the abilities that you have, the amazing abilities that you have. We're talking about self-image here. Abilities you have, the appearance, focus on the great things you have, the personality you have, focus on those things as well. There's two types of self-image that we make, as I said, class as healthy self-image and unhealthy ones. So what you want to do is move away from the unhealthy self-image. And those are people who kind of focus. I'm sure you may know some people like that, who focuses on flaws. This is what I was saying. Don't focus on your weaknesses. Don't focus on your flaws. They also focus on their limitation. They look at they can't do certain things in life due to will have excuses. So they're lacking self-image. They always say, I can't do this because of this reason, or I don't, for example, I'm not good enough for this because I don't have the qualifications, or I can't do this, I can't read, or I can't write, or I'm not good at English, or I'm not good at maths, and they always will find flaws and things. As I mentioned, criticizing themselves all the time. They will say that they're actually not good at things. Self-talk. Have you ever heard of people talking to them and saying, "Oh, I wish I never done that. I'm not good at that. I knew I wasn't good at that." This is all because of unhealthy self-image, and also most of them also judge themselves a lot. Judging self, when they do something, they always judge and saying every action they take, they judge themselves. Those are the kind of unhealthy self-image. So what are you? Do you do that? Do you have those traits? Do you to kind of focus on your flaws? Do you talk about your limitations? Do you do that? Do you criticize yourself? And do you judge yourself as well? When you always most of regarding your decisions and your action, do you decide on something and you just think, oh, have I done the right thing? Everything kind of criticizing everything you do. So this is about not trusting yourself, not trusting that that you have the abilities, trusting that by learning things from maybe somebody said something to you, you're carrying that unhealthy self-image and basically destroying destroying kind of your future in a sense, because what happens with people who have self-image, they don't tend to move forward. They seem to feel stuck. They feel that they seem to stay where they are, and there's things like depression and anxiety, all that comes into play because those people have low self-image, unhealthy self-image of themselves. So the thing about self-image is that you could change that. You could change it because as time goes on, we have experience. We learn from experience, and through learning from experience, we can change. We can also do a lot of work on ourselves, reflect on our how we behave or behave towards our own self. What do we think here about ourselves is the thing. Let's talk about healthy image. Now, healthy image is people who are no longer influenced by people, whereas unhealthy self-image is that we get influenced by people, influenced by society, influenced by pictures on Instagram, influenced by comments on Facebook, all that. Those are unhealthy self-image. The people with healthy self-image don't really care what people say, they don't, because they know that they have control of their image. They are the control of how they feel, how they look. So the opinions of other people do not matter, and that's how they take control. So those are one of the traits of a healthy image, of a self-image of somebody. They also make up their own minds. They listen to other people, they take things on board, they think about it, but at the end of the day, they make up their own minds. They make up their mind what is right for them, rather than deciding, what's to make somebody else happy. They think, okay, this is right for the whole for both parties, so the group of people, but end of the thing, they try to do the right thing in that sense, but they make up their own minds very quickly. They don't kind of judge themselves, saying, have I done the right thing and the wrong thing? They say, I've made a decision, and that's what it is, and that's instinct. And they have very, very much confidence in themselves, and that's a great trait, to have confidence. Nowadays, the real beauty is confidence. It is not, I think it's just not looks, but when somebody has confidence, that is a permanent thing. Confidence is a real beauty to have. Beauty physically is there, that can only be temporarily, but the confidence that you build confidence comes through experience. Confidence comes through, tells somebody else that this person is very happy with themselves, knows he or she knows who they are, know that they have control of who they are. But not, as I said, not everybody, and they understand they've got flaws as well. The people who with healthy self-image, they know they've got flaws, but they don't kind of they work on it. They don't worry about it. They're saying, okay, I've got flaws, something I need to work on, something I need to improve on, and they improve on it. That's a thing. So understand, everyone's got flaws. Nobody, I would say, is perfect. We all got flaws. The great thing about flaws is that it makes us realize that what we need to improve in ourselves, and it's like a contrast, to know, to actually go through something or to have a flaw, you actually you realize that you need to improve something, and then you get better. It makes you aware that you need to improve something of yourself. That's a flaw, and as long as you understand that, then you make those changes, you develop, you grow. Okay. And as I said, they got a greater sense of control over themselves and over their life. They know that they have more control than the people out there. Because when we give control to other people, trust me, you will never be happy. When you think people, if you decide to let people not control your life, but control how you feel, and because what they said, or make you happy, what you will find is that you will be unhappy most of your life, because people, when you live by people's opinions, and that what happens is that you give away your power to them, and when you give away your power, you can never be happy. We are supposed to be empowered. We need to hold on to our own power. When people empower us to be the best version, those are the people that we should be around, you know. And this is where as I mentioned about self-image, is that be a healthy self-image, be control of your life. Don't be judgmental of yourself, because we all have flaws. Reflect on, you know, what you think as well. Reflect and work on it. Work on yourself. Self-develop is the best ever thing. You can say, talk to yourself. Have positive self-talk. Say, I am intelligent. I am beautiful. I am clever. I am confident. All those wonderful things that you should be saying to yourself every single day. And that's one of the ways that you can create or train your mind to become more, improve your self-image, improve your self-love, and that improves your self-image. So that's that. I hope that has actually helped a bit about, you know, creating a better self-image for yourself. Just follow what is right for you. Obviously, we could learn so much from so many people out there, but also take what is good for you and put that into practice. Do not kind of try to be somebody else. Do not compare yourself with somebody else, because we are all got different abilities. We all look different. You really need to say to yourself, you know what, I'm willing to learn from that person. I'm learning things, but I'm going to take this and I'm going to implement it into my life. But you really don't need to be that person who's might be in the media, a celebrity, because remember, you really don't know what they're going through. It's just an image that they're portraying. You really don't know the full life. So you really need to, we all need to work on ourselves. We all need to do that, and creating a self-image of ourselves. So remember, healthy images, healthy self-image is basically kind of not getting influenced by other people, being influenced by your inner being. Inner being is the influencer, and making up your own minds is very important, rather than allowing other people to make up your minds. Obviously, you know, take account of other people's opinions, but at the end of the day, make up your own mind. Obviously, have a positive outlook on life. Don't look at the negative side of life, and don't look at everything, every situation, the bad situation. Things happen for a good reason. Just take everything and look at life as a positive. Have a positive outlook, positive mindset. Be confident with yourself. Have a confidence. You know, learn to be more confident. Teach yourself to be confident. It doesn't happen overnight. It might take months, years to get where you know, to build that confidence. But decide for yourself that you no longer want to be in the unhealthy self-image, that you have control over it. Take control of that as well. So create a self-image as well. And the way to do it, and you might say, Aladin, how do I do it? How do I take the first step to change the way I see myself, which I don't like? And there's few things I could mention here. I'll give you some tips here that you could try at home. Okay, you could take a piece of paper, and this is a reflection of yourself. You take a piece of paper and just write things. Explore yourself in a sense of who are you and what that means to you. Who am I? You know, who am I? You know, this is something. How am I? You know, what defines who I am? Who am I? You know, I am a lovely. You could write that I am a person with so many qualities. You know, because I am a woman or a man. I am. Who am I? I'm you know, this kind of a human being with a beautiful soul. What defines me? Who? You know, all those things. Who am I really? What kind of person? Who am I? You know, all those things. Who am I? Is this my true self? You know, am I acting coming from for inner being, or am I acting because somebody said something? Am I, as I mentioned before, am I really following my inner being, or am I following somebody else's image? You know, do I want to be that person, or do I want to be another person that I'm craving for? You know, I do not want to be that person, but the society wants me to that person. But I really want to be a loving, caring person. I love to be a teacher. I love to teach English in schools, but I don't believe I'm good at English. So who's all those things you need to think, what do you want to do in your life? And just write those things that who you want to be. And those are things that you know, if you write those things down, it kind of gives you a clarity of what your inner being wants you to be. You know, and it doesn't matter if you think, don't think about, oh, I can't do this. Think about, what is your passion? What do you want to do? Who do you really want to be? Who, you know, do you want to be confident? You know, do you want to be a great speaker? Do you want to be, you know, it doesn't matter. What do you want to do? Just write. There's so many things you could write, you know. So think about things that also about what maybe in the past, who said maybe certain things that may have triggered your belief system or about your self-image. As somebody at school, or a parent or a family member may have said something that may have triggered it. And think about, is that really true about myself? Am I taking on somebody else's opinion of myself, and I've been carrying this for so long, for 10 years, 15 years? Is that really, really true of myself? And actually, it's nothing. Is there anybody that tells you some things? It's not true. 99% is not true, you know? If you look at yourself and you eventually realize that it's not true, you actually undo all this thinking slowly, you know, getting rid of that. And basically look at yourself, also looking at all the good feeling things. Put a list of things that you feel good, the positive qualities of yourself, you know. What is your positive qualities in life? What's a good thing about you? I know, are you caring? Are you, you know, are you a giving person? Positive qualities is that you're really good at certain skills. You look great. You are a good runner. You're good at sports. You're a good mother. You're a good husband. You know, you're a good provider. There's so many good qualities that you could actually write down. What is your good qualities? Write those down, and you'll be quite amazed how you might pages of things you might write about good qualities, because we really don't think about that. That society hasn't taught us to think about the good things that we're good at, you know. Look at the wonderful things. Maybe you have lovely hair, lovely smile, you know, you've got so many qualities, positive qualities, write it down, positive. You help so many people, you work for charity. It's not just physical stuff. There's so many other great qualities out with the physical stuff that you also have. Write them down, you know. What do people say about you? Are your positive quality? I'm sure there are so many people out there that say to you, I know a lot of parents and say that to their children, you know, you're really good at this, or your friends may say certain things to you. Family members, write those things down. Write those things down. You know, write. This is so important, because we don't take what other people say, because of the positivity that we believe that this is not true, because we kind of destroy our own self-image. But when people say something, the positive stuff, take those things on board, write those things. I'm sure there's so many people who have said so many wonderful things about you, but you're not taking that on board. This is very important. You should take on board and appreciate, and really, really be kind of, I would say, is celebrate that. Celebrate the positivity, the stuff that you are. You've got so many amazing abilities, and within your personality, the way you look. Just write those wonderful things. And remember, people say positive things, write them down. If people don't say good things, forget about it. Get rid of it, you know. Also rate your personal strengths that you have. What personal strengths do you have that you give you know. Are you a good listener? Do you listen well? That's one of your strengths. You are, what other strengths do you have? I mean, I can look at my strengths, because most of us don't like looking at our own strengths. We always look at the kind of the flaws that we have. But the strengths that, I personally, I think I have, I think I am a good listener, you know. I do think I do care a lot about people. I enjoy, my strength is, I think I got great ideas, but I'm also a good leader. So there's so many strengths that I have within myself. So write your strengths down as well. Write down the goals also. Write down the goals as well. And what you like to achieve in life, remember, write those down. It's very important. And how could what gives you meaning in life? What purpose? What would you like to do that gives you a purpose? You know, do you like to do some charity work? Do you like to help people? Do you like to go help with homelessness? There's so many things. You know, what gives you purpose? You know, what do you want to do that gives you purpose? And what does all this mean to you? What does that mean to you? So look at the positive stuff. Look at the strength you have. Look at what in life gives you purpose in life, you know. I know that I'm part of a charity which I love. I worked with CI charity for many years, and we've got a college in Bangladesh, and I love helping raise money for the charity. And we're actually building, you know, we've got a college, we've got a health centre, we've got an orphanage, and I love that. You know, that in a way that gives me purpose. The purpose for me in life is sitting here and doing my shows, and I love giving a bit of guidance. Sometimes if it doesn't come out right sometimes, but I love doing it. And do you know, I really don't care what people think, because at least I'm sitting here and doing it. And there's so many people out there want to do it, but they not doing it. You know, they have a problem with self-image because they think maybe coming in front of a camera is because they did it not thin enough, or they don't look good on it, or they can't say. And I know amazing people that I encourage people to go on and share the knowledge and experience with people. But I think, you know, whatever you want to do, go and do it. Do not care what people think, okay? Because at the end of the day, people will always think about something. You'll hear people say they don't like this about you, that about you. You forget about them, and then there are people who love everything about you, or even part of you, and focus on that. But the most important thing, I would say, remember that you decide on yourself. You decide what you want to do in life. You decide how because it's not about people, it's about what you want to do as well. And be positive about what you want to do. Just stay positive, stay focused, and remember that you create your life, you create it, and you have the power to kind of change anything in your life you want. Your image or anything, it's really up to yourself. You hold the power. As long as you don't give power to somebody else or a group of people or the society, you have the power to. So remember that. So, and I'm actually honest coming on camera about myself, because being authentic is very, very important. I'm not going to create an image of saying I'm perfect, which I'm not. I got flaws, but at the end of the day, I work on my flaws. I look at it and I think I need to improve things in my life. That's who I am. But and that's what I'm kind of telling everybody out there. That's who I am. I'm trying to be. I am authentic. I'm and being truthful on that side. And just become aware of internal dialogue in your mind, okay? What you're saying to yourself, become aware of what you say to yourself every day in your mind, because most of us, every day, when we're doing things at home, when we're working, we are basically, talking, doing a lot of self-talk, and we actually say a lot of negative things about ourselves. And I wish I never said that. I should have criticizing yourself, I'm not good enough, or I should have worn this dress, or my hair wasn't right, or what, criticizing yourself is the worst thing you could do. Do not do that. to yourself, because you're actually creating more of it. So before I go, I just wanted to say that self-image is really, really up to you. It's the image of yourself to yourself. It's not image what you're going to portray to other people, because at the end of the day is be happy with yourself, be happy with who you are, okay, and stay positive, and kind of go off, follow your goals, follow your dreams. That's what I was going to say, you know. And remember, if you are having kind of unhealthy self-image, just give me a wee message and I'll send you some more tips. But as I said, if you just follow some tips, just do self-development, read, look at YouTube, you know, listen to positive videos, affirmations, as I mentioned, keep mentioning meditation. All those things will help with your self-image, help you to focus on the healthy self-image that you want to create for yourself, and you will see your whole life change, you know. But anyway, I want to say thank you for coming on and listening to me. I will be getting guests coming on, and I'm looking forward to the guests, and they will be sharing their knowledge and experience. But today I thought I kind of share the self-image, which is huge out there. But remember, be yourself, and just kind of portray the love, share the love in the world, and be good, and stay healthy, and see you next week. Bye.